So today we are doing another tier list, and just like last season, I'm going to be doing a tier list based off of the rewards in the Season 3 XP reward path. Now the XP reward path is one of the best ways to earn stubs and free rewards. Literally all you do is play the game in literally anywhere in MLB The Show 23, and you're going to be getting XP, which gets you progress in this reward path. I mean, it's literally all grind 99. But some cards are better than others, some you have to choose, so today I'm going to be putting them all on a tier list. In the C tier, we have Michael Lorenzen, Josiah Gray, Justin Steele, Elias Diaz, and Orlando Arcia. Starting off the C tier, we have Michael Lorenzen of the Detroit Tigers, and look, it's no knock on Michael Lorenzen, but he clearly just did not deserve to be an all-star. The only reason he was an all-star is because he was on the Tigers, and every team has to have a representative. But look, I mean, compared to the rest of the cards, he has a nice pitch mix, four-seam slider, circle change, sinker, slurve. But those per nines, 92, 81, that in itself is really bad. The control is pretty good, and the break is okay, but doesn't throw insanely hard. It goes up to 96, which is pretty solid. And then the speed differentials are bad between the changeup and the slurve. This card isn't really that good. Next, we have Josiah Gray of the Washington Nationals. Now, he's kind of the same situation as Lorenzen. He's having a much better season than Lorenzen, but still, I don't think he would be on the All-Star team if he wasn't on the Nationals, but that's still not a knock on him and his career. Slider, four-seam, cutter, knuckle, curve, two-seam. Interesting pitch mix, the way it's distributed with the slider primary. Also doesn't really throw that hard. The control, not that good. The break, also meh. I mean, 78 break on the slider is not good enough. He has 100 hits per nine and 125 pitching clutch, which is great, but everything else is just kind of meh. Another pitcher in the C tier is Justin Steele. Now, Justin Steele is having one of the best pitching seasons in the MLB this year for the Cubs. Four-seam slider, sinker, sweeping curve, circle change. Not a bad pitch mix. Control, pretty good. Break, meh. I mean, 101 hits per nine and 102 pitching clutches. Okay, it's not okay. It's pretty solid. The Ks per nine being at 84 really hurts this card, and I don't know why, but when I use lefties, they don't really do as well with sweeping curves as righties. I don't really know why, but I would rather that be a slurve or like a cutter. But in that case, and he doesn't really throw that hard. Our first hitter of the day is Elias Diaz of the Colorado Rockies. Now, he did very well in the All-Star game. He hit a homer. That gave the NL their first win since 2012, and he won MVP, and he got a 99, which is significantly better than this card. 118, 105, 125 is nice for those three stats, and he has 99 arm strength, but 82, 86, 85 for those three hitting stats is not good at all. It's with 61 fielding and 77 blocking. This card is C tier. The last card in the C tier is going to be Orlando Arcia, 97 overall from the Braves. Has really good stats versus lefties. Got to point that out. 122, 125. The 101 clutch hurts him against lefties and barely helps him against righties. He has horrible power versus righties at 74 and discipline at 69, even though it's nice. You know, defensively he's good. 97 fielding with 94 reaction and can play pretty much everywhere. But he's not good enough against righties for my liking. In the B tier, we have Brent Rooker, Garrett Cole, Mike Trout, Josh Young, and Nolan Arenado. Starting off the B tier, we have Brent Rooker of the Oakland A's, one of the lone bright spots on that team. Sorry, A's fans. Keep them in Oakland, though. But regardless, 104, 107, 125 is very nice for those three hitting stats with the 111 discipline. 86 vision is low. 69 vision is low. You know, vision does not matter as much as contact does. 97 clutch helps him versus righties, doesn't help him versus lefties. Still, that clutch is pretty low. Defensively, he's in silver. So a pretty solid card, which is what B tier is. Now, I know Garrett Cole got a 99 in Season 2, but man, it was kind of annoying just to see a 97 Garrett Cole. And again, I get it, he just got a 99, but I wish they didn't give him that 99 and they gave him an all-star card because he was the starting pitcher. And as a Yankees fan, I love to see that. He's one of the few things that's keeping me positive about this team. But regardless, four-seam slider, knuckle curve, circle change, cutter, good pitch mix, good control, okay break. The circle change could be a little better. He throws really hard with the four-seam, and his per nines are not that good, 95, 91. His pitching clutch helps him out at 112. The clutch helping him out and the per nines being a little higher is what puts him above guys like Lorenzen, Gray, and Steele and puts him in B tier. Man, when Mike Trout went down with an injury yet again, it was just so disappointing because he's the greatest player of my generation. And, you know, especially with Shohei potentially leaving, it hurts for Angels fans. But regardless, got a pretty solid Mike Trout card here. 94, 101, 114, 85 hitting. Vision is low at 62, but it doesn't really matter as much as contact. 109 discipline, 97 clutch. The defense is around gold, and he has 99 speed. Overall, I mean, this is pretty much a good example of a B-tier card. Very good at a few things, decent at a couple things, and then meh at a few things as well. Now, Josh Young has had a very good season for the Texas Rangers. He has been one of the great hitters of that stacked lineup. And look, 125, 120 versus lefties is great. 103, 95 versus righties is also good. With 102 clutch, hurts him against lefties. Defense is in the gold. The reason why he's above Arcia is because he's much better against righties, has the same stats against lefties practically. And his defense is a tad bit worse, but I would trade better righty stats than defense. The last card in the B tier is Nolan Arenado, kind of the same situation as Mike Trout, hitting wise 101, 89, 93, 119. So pretty good for two of them and then okay for the other two. 93 vision, 68 discipline is pretty bad. You're not going to get any check swings. And 94 clutch hurts him versus right. Nolan Arenado is obviously going to have maxed out defense and fielding, but I mean, it's pretty much just like a B tier card. In the A tier, we have Zach Gallen. Yes, one of the bosses is in the A tier. Kenley Jansen. We have Yordan Alvarez and Devin Williams. The first card of the A tier is actually one of the bosses, and it's going to be Zach Gallen from the Diamondbacks. Now, on paper, this card is pretty good. 113 stamina, 101, 104 per nines, 115 walks per nine, 119 pitching clutch, all great. 4-seam knuckle curve cutter, circle change sinker. They gave him a sinker instead of a slider, so that's better. But if you look at the control, really bad, like really bad. That alone, if we look at the break, is good except for the sinker. The control and the break on the sinker and the control on the circle change, that alone is going to knock him out of S tier. I don't really care what you say. Having 55 control on a pitch like a sinker on a card is not going to put him in S tier. And the 101 hits per nine is A tier. It's not S tier. Kenley Jansen is another guy who got a 99 in Season 2 and ends up getting a lower overall card in Season 3. Now, Kenley Jansen, this card is good. You know, 102, 117 per nines are great. The control is very good and the break is very good. Now, the reason why this card isn't an S tier is because, number one, 102 hits per nine is a little lower than some other guys in this program, and because the pitch mix is not nearly as good as his 99. Not expecting it, but look, it's a thing you have to point out. Cutter slider 2-seam is significantly worse than cutter slider sinker circle change 4-seam. Yordan Alvarez from the Astros. Yordan Alvarez is a beast, man. He's such a good hitter. 86, 111, 119, 106 with 111, 125 for discipline and clutch. The vision is a little lower than you'd like, but look, Yordan Alvarez, he's a very good hitter, and the reason why I have him in A tier, above Trout and above Rooker and Young and Arenado, is he's just a better hitter, and he has better clutch. You know, he has better overall hitting stats, and defense is still not that bad, honestly, with this Yordan card. The last card for the A tier is Devin Williams. Now, Devin Williams on paper, I mean, there's nothing really wrong with him. 125 for hits per nine and clutch. Has 117 Ks per nine. Has 94 control, but if you look at the control, it's very good. Maxed out on the screwball and the 4-seam and 88 on the cutter, and the break is pretty much maxed out for all of them. Now, look. Devin Williams, there's two reasons why he's not going to be in S tier. The first reason is the velocity. Look, he still throws pretty hard, but he doesn't throw as hard as some meta pitchers. And because he's not better than the guys above him. It's a tier list. You're ranking players based off of other players, and this reliever ahead of him is better. And lastly, in the S tier, we have John Donaldson, Jock Peterson, Buck O'Neil, Marcus Semien, Mike Cameron, and Josh Hader. Starting off the S tier, we have John Donaldson. Now, he is an exclusive player award in the XP reward path, not in a choice pack. You just get him at, I don't know how much XP, but you get him. You know, we all know about the glitch. Don't do the glitch. It's really stupid. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want people to do it. But just strictly from the point of view of a normal player's perspective, this is a very good card. Starting pitcher, 110, 105 per nines, 115 pitching clutch. That's all great. 99 velo and break. Has double outlier. So he's going to be throwing 97 overall. 97 to 96 miles per hour on the freaking slider. On the slider. That is insane. That alone will put you in S tier, assuming everything else isn't just terrible. And his pitch mix is gross. Outlier four seam as well with a slurve, forkball, and a sinker. I mean, this card is amazing. Control's great. Break is great. S tier. Oh, and also, he can hit too a little. So yeah, S tier. Another boss from the X Pure Warpath is Jock Peterson. Now this card's S tier. I mean, there's not much to explain. Maxed out power versus both sides. Maxed out discipline and clutch is amazing. 104, 108 contact is good enough. I mean, that's good. And he's going to be maxed out for contact and power when you have a runner in scoring position. He is an insanely good swing. It's just straight up butter. And he's gold defensively, so he's not going to be bad fielding wise like some other really good power hitters. Now Buck O'Neil obviously lacks power versus righties, but does he lack anything else? No. So that makes him an S tier card. 121, 125 contact, elite, 85, 100 power. Obviously the power versus righties want to be a little higher, but it at least makes the 80 power threshold. Get him to superfractor, he's in the 90s. 102 vision, 111 discipline, 125 clutch, great. He can bunt. Don't bunt with 99 Buck O'Neil. Just don't do it. 99 durability. That's a simulation stat. I don't know why I said that. But fielding wise, maxed out fielding and reaction. The arm is pretty solid. If you put him in the outfield, he'll be fine. He'll be like a yellow throw if you not like a yellow meter, but like he'll be like pretty solid in the outfield. And he has good speed for a first baseman. Marcus Semien, another boss, another S tier card from the Rangers. 116, 113 contact with the 125 clutch to help him out there. 104, 91 power. Obviously the power versus lefties. I mean, it's good. You want it to be a little higher, but it's definitely good enough at 91. And defensively, 99 fielding, 95 accuracy, 94 reaction, and he can steal some bags too. Now, Mike Cameron is a guy who I don't think I'm particularly going to be using, but I mean, look, it's an S tier card, 101, 125, 105, 102 for the hitting with 96 vision, 106 discipline, 118 clutch. Has good defense, 95 fielding, 97 reaction, and has really good speed. There's not one thing this card can't do. It's just I don't really think I'm going to see this card anywhere, but still an S tier card. And this was the reliever I was talking about, Josh Hader. Now, obviously, he had the 99 in Season 1, is no longer eligible. So they gave us a 97. 125 for hits per 9, Ks per 9, and pitching clutch is insane. 99 velo, pretty much 98 break if you just get him to parallel 2. Quirks, outlier on the 2-seam, has a 2-seam slider, circle change. So pretty solid pitch mix, could be a little better. Control, a little low, but break is very good. If you just dot your pitches with this guy, he's going to be gross. He is better than Devin Williams. He is better than Kenley Jansen. He's S tier. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys are new here, follow me on all my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, but most importantly, make sure to subscribe right here on YouTube. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.